They need a pound into the paper. Worker and Salir at the crease. Silva, just back by the gap. The field is good. 1-0. They got to the second. The third comes in. The pass to the goal. 32 going. 25 goals to go. There is a Roy.
It's just the fourth over. In fact, the first ball of the fourth over. Stacking the side, Ashish run and face off by Jashpreet Bumrah already making this opportunity count.
Yeah, just throw the hands at this. You look at where his feet go, they're sort of still right at the crease, and because it's a little fuller, he thinks he recognises it, doesn't go towards it. And so throws the hands at it, and inside edge brings it back onto the stumps. Exactly what India will like. They'll feel from an execution perspective, that's down to him, not quite right there, Dearborn Crevice.
50 T20 wickets now. Harshit Lana.
He's really had a good speed as well. The first two deliveries more than about 140 km/h. The bowling speed absolutely top class. They use the condition brilliantly. And also very smartly too. Taking the one in and again. This is the first one. Straight in. And then they were going to be over there. This tells you what a wicket can do to a bowler's opponents. He is really letting the ball slip, letting it rip.
The catch is taken as well. Oh, he stopped it, he floored it. But it's given left before. It's all happening here. It's all happening. It's given leg before. The batter said no, that is bat on the bat involved there. The catch is dropped. So it's all happening.
My goodness, that's a lot going on. Questions whether it's bat first onto pad and then dropped or the other way around as it goes through. And his decision for out, well, certainly there's some bat. It certainly sounded like that.
I just wondered that the finger that went up was for catch or leg before, because I don't think the catch was taken.
Definitely not taken.
Well, I mean, it was taken, but it came out when he landed on the ground. Great effort. So how long did he have to shot to direct the ball? We have an umpire review for fair catch.
45.
We checked. It's a fair review.
Lincoln the Stacker, outstanding.
Roll it one more time. The bat is hitting the pads. Just confirm it with a wedge.
19 balls. This must find the boundary. They need to get it to the fence, yes.
There's a clear gap. Just take it forward as the ball passes. Ball lobs up. Just take it forward. Yes. Not off the bat. I'm ready with my decision for the big screen.
Into the final 3 overs we go. 43 minutes to win. It's not impossible. Yeah, they do it. 43 or 18.
Yeah, much ado about nothing.
It didn't have a lot going for it, did it?
Missing leg, no bat involved. Wow.
In comes Bill Sami.
All of us got it wrong.
From Rondaball.
a whole lot of bluster. The issue though would become, imagine if there was back, right? And then Tiller comes running in. There's a look at the delivery. It's always missing the stumps, and the issue was whether that was bad, but it turned out it was bad hitting pad, and then onto the pad, and then it flicks up to the gun. Catching in quickly, and it looks like he takes the catch, but doesn't quite complete it as he starts to appeal whilst he's sort of on the ground. I will believe Tilak. Really eventful first 4 overs.
At the top of his mark,
Ashley saying the continue. Yeah, the excellent control the bowlers, the way they've run it now, they've hit their straps from the outset. Good control from Ashley and real pace from Arjun. It's a good combination. This is what we were hoping for. Evening,
Evening, everyone.
They find him a classy maximum. 38 going, 15 balls to go.
It shows a lot about Arshdeep Singh's temperament. Not the best of outings on his home ground, but he's a pretty unflappable character. One can see that. There's a smile on his face at all times, always sure about his skills. Just the 3 overs that he is bowling, he's into his 3rd over. Just the way the balls come out of that hand, absolutely no hangover from the previous game. It must not be easy from a South African viewpoint as well, chopping and changing constantly. None of the players getting any continuity with the selection or play. But outstanding from Ashley. Knocked around the park in the previous game, and this week before play Monday Mortal. And a very, very cool and calm character. He's done a lot of good work with these bowlers. Himself hailing from South Africa, very clear with what he wants to do, and also good to see Ashley, just the way he's turned it around after the previous game.
It's just the way he's running it, right from the first.
One more time.
Coming back, this game, 1 over in the series.
Oh, another close one. India bowled the ball nice and full tonight. They've gotten the ball to swing. The very thing that I enjoy most is that when bowlers bowl in test matches, often they need 4 or 5 overs to work a batter over. In T20 cricket, 2020 cricket, you only get a handful of deliveries. That Breeze and Hendricks wicket early on, it's a classic example of how you work over a batter in the space of 3 balls. could do exactly the same thing here to Tristan Stokes. Watch this big one coming in now.
12 balls to go, 50 needed to win. This family is out to Peter's spell.
14 20.
Defensive new hero, the people's team. This is Utopia. This must be challenged the Phantom. Only people inside the ring. The Phantom is back to assist.
Still Asher Brown. Oh, lovely shot. Good timing, good control. They can't hit it too hard.
29 from 11. 29
Extended spell to and rightly so. They've done the bulk of the bowling, they've done the bulk of the wicket taking on these bowlers. This one was a top shot from the hot club from Ian Marble. Changes for India. Both of them forced Northern American personal reasons. No Akshay Patel because of the illness. Kudeep Yadav gets a gig. Rashid Rana, he's running hard. Otherwise, it's very unchanged from that previous game, which didn't go well for India. But South Africa, just a very mind-boggling. Just look at the number of changes that they keep making. But you want to give game time, but at what cost? How many times do you keep changing? Tristan Stubbs at number 3 in the previous game, dropped afterwards, now in at number 5. Must be pretty confusing.
Especially after gaining the momentum they got last. After being outplayed in the first game, they did exactly that to India. So one would have thought they would have started a similar side.
Another thick inside edge. South African batter's got timing. Many of the deliveries, another one that kind of just nips back in. Struggling with the swinging ball. Right there in the eyes when the ball is gun barrel straight. All the batters have batted beautifully, but as soon as there's a little bit of swing, even the Indian batters, the previous game, we saw Indian get the ball to swing, Marco Jansen get the ball to swing. It's a different ball game when a bowler manages to get something through the air.
That's nicely put away. Easy Vikings. Trying to feel this so far. South Africa.
Shot was behind the toss. I don't know if this delivery was particularly needed. Giving the batter such a headache. Swing. And a little bit of nip, you can just stick to it. You've got 2 slips there, well, you've got 1 slip and a catching third man.
Since score 25 to 3.
People stand up so far from South African youth. We will compete.
Now they get hold of two, so that game's still alive here. If they are, let's get two maximum within the car.
Points to two forwards. Like I mentioned, the hit that struck early, we see the cluster. Got the ball in the right area, especially Arshdeep Singh. Got the swing from there. And the extra pace of Rana making the difference.
And you could see what was because in Ranchi, when he played that big booming drive, it was nipping away, and he's thinking about that delivery, and he gets caught or defeated on the inside this time.
Evening sets in, the temperature is dropping down again.
CPL final.
Down here, we come well prepared.
The Vikings, they have gone unbeaten to every final. They played 7-7, thus far.
Deep back there.
The Pirates, they took the long route to get to the final. Who will it be?
Lose wickets early.
Will the Vikings be crowned 2025 CPL champions? And the Pirates, not
Keep on with a similar sort of game plan. But conditions have not quite been how we expected, I don't think. Field, and the ball kind of rolling across it, and granted it's not done that too many times. Expect that it would not continue to swing for as long as it did. To that end, Surya went 3 and 3 with Narshittam at the front. Great to do so because they kept heaping misery on South Africa. And even since then, just off the surface, the ball's just done a little bit. And so it's made it difficult for the South Africans. More difficult because the ball is weaker, there's tentativeness that creeps in. But must also give credit to the bowlers because they've just kept the stops in play and made it difficult for the batters. Amazing what happens with momentum or a lack of it. I think he hit it into the ground, but it went quickly to Abhishek.
Straight in and straight down. It's one of the shots that Gordon Bosch will like to play, especially if the ball is outside the line of the stumps. He'll look to take on that swoop shot. Getting a lifeline there from Abhishek Sharma.
Halfway, 44 for 4. Hendricks.
lifting off the mark.
It's thanks to that nice, handsome man you like so much. Yeah, I looked him in the eyes and he said, so you know when you get 10% off instantly with discount better ones on over 140 brands. I do. And then he said, did you know, Campbell, you get 5% more when you hand in your script or shop from the pharmacy counter? I do. Yeah, I do too. Everyone who does gets 5% pharmacy boost. Really? Yes, you just add from 10% to 50% off instantly. It's a real thing.
This Christmas, we've sourced a world-class selection from Agave Tequila, Spaceside's finest single malt, and the world's best brandy. Delivered. Plus, save extra on Jameson Triple Distilled Irish Whiskey for $359.99, and Corona Extra or Zero Beer, 2 for $120. Only at Chick-fil-A shop.
What's the reason why?
Well, we're looking to go hard in the power play.
You could get up to 100% off on flights. Book on our banking app. Go beyond with Absolute Roach Travel. We all story matters.
And that's the end of the first over. He was on us.
Intuition, the instinct inside, the inner voice over the noise. Ask yourself, listen, it's intuition.
Living well starts with sleeping right. Genesia. Live well.
And then try to somewhat tee off, but they've got to try and get a score that gives them some sort of a chance.
Leading attack now for the fighters. Leslie and Bowman.
South Africa 44 for 4, boys stage, and chit-chat had and drinks, and in comes Sevan Dube. How often that break and drink streak gets a wicket. And also what the South Africans do is they'll look at Sevan Dube very hard, and have this and very difficult to get away. Identify Shivam as one to try and get away.
Pace as well. And he's going the right direction and length as well. This is shorter momentum, which will is something. Maybe have to think that they've chocolate block through that gap. Never stop flying. The South African team is ranking the million of 44 versus
Good counter there for Bowman. Once again in the block, so the talent alone is put on. The pilots will be happy with these short curves. In the foul.
There's been action all around so far. We've had 5 wickets, we've had a couple of lovely looking boundaries from Markham's bat. And look at that. The stumps were out, so he has to approve the stumps.
Final ball of the second over. Collecting to the leg side.
something in it. A little nippage this way or the other.
I shouldn't do that, just hitting the seam perfectly. The high back lift of Corbin Bosch's, he probably thought to himself, if there's runs to be scored, it's going to be this man. Just a little nibble back between that big gap between bat and pad. It's just been a little bit on offer for the bowlers tonight, and India grabbed it.
If it's the coldness, and see it looking like that, you expect there'll be high scoring game, you expect the Vikings on the score. It's just not good. It's not this way, and there we said you should bowl. Corbin Bosch gone. Oh, yes. Look at that for some nippage.
It's a real beauty of a delivery. Not just moving away from the batter, but it's cutting over the hip deep as well. That should make a South Africa fast bowler also enjoy that.
Excellent. Passing runner. 11 down at 28.
Just laying up his line and this there. And McLean says, yes, please, I'll have some of that. 4 more to the Vikings.
Glistening in the background is moisture. But it's not in trouble for India. No issues with gripping the ball. No issues with movement with regard to the ball up the surface either.
That's a magnificent feeling every time. That is what bowlers expect. Appreciates. He saved 3 runs in the first game.
It's a big home for the Vikings. 18 coming from it. That's the end of the third. Vikings 27 without us.
The 50 is up for South Africa. But it's in the 12th over. And they've lost half their batting side. And the change Jews. In one game, no runs, next one loads of them, next one nothing. Fluctuation, so mercurial these sides, some of them, and you kind of wonder, it's not as if you say different things each time as you go up there. Similar kind of game plans and methods.
Beautiful shot by McCullum.
Yeah, consistency maybe in the selection. Just one thing, just so that the players can feel like they're getting into a series. However, the ball has swung tonight. And we've seen that when the ball has swung, all batters from both teams. Shots! Donovan Ferreira out of the ground!
Good comeback here by
This ball's been swinging
this time.
Get rid of it.
Vikings now 51. U11 the ball over.
Go the distance over. Pick the wrong one as well.
Leon!
And we'll be talking
Ons
about
op pool speel!
the ball swinging. But when the bat has been swung in that manner, the ball's gone into the ground. Great shot there.
1 more 2 for Colin.
He's got a taste. Might be going more and more at this spin. 12 done, it's 58.
Still in a bit of distress, South Africa. Into the second over. Now they work together, a partnership will be interesting from here on. Balance is only given glimpses of that with his attacking mindset so far, taking on the left arm leg spin of the other. He's already been Jaspreet Bumrah in the previous game. But he's still here. Aiden Markram has looking at all those wickets and the degree of swing and seam, you see both of them. A bit of swing and seam available for the bowlers. Generally we've seen when this point was outfield, if there are initial fixes, ball gets well, it's hit up in the air. Arshdeep Singh doing the hard work, reaching, but then flows it in the air. You got them on the mat, you want them to stay on the mat, and Donovan Pereira can do a lot of damage. Pretty straightforward. Looking at his hand, maybe the ball didn't slip out with the leg outfield out there, but these need to be taken. The second one put down so far.
Lawrence goes downtown this time. Back-to-back boundaries. Lawrence has a lot of shift. Yes, now.
All places now, as he gathers the ball, the chance to be losing the lead back over the lines. He reached it. Catch has been taken by his team.
Vikings in 49.
Just need a little
That brings up the button for the
His man can do is very powerful through that side. And India has it there. Let's have a look at it. Previous delivery. The chance that this was half an advantage. And he gets in the position very nicely. That's so maybe the shackles have just been broken. That's what has given us success so far. No need to try too many different things. You've got a good delivery, you've got to make another first ball, continue to do it. 13 gone, 67 for 5.
It's a top ball. When on the hits the top ball. Top ball is home.
South Africa trying to get themselves out of a ditch. Varun Chakravarti. The one over for Kuldeep Yadav. He went for 10. Immediately ringing in the changes, the skipper. Behind the bowlers, Varun Chakravarti. This is Kuldeep's goal 1. Maybe another over for Kuldeep. Already in the last couple of overs, you can see ball is struggling a little bit. It shouldn't do the last over, but we've got a few long outs. And that's something that India did really well. The first few overs, picking up those wickets, making sure not too many boundaries fall. Finally got a little just the intent. Suddenly the intent of a batter like Pereira. He's coming and he's hitting it also nicely. Now has to make his way back.
Over. There's another bit. Over there goes.
Listen, it completely goes for another heel. Losing his stumps. And as soon as that happened, so we got to see our Steve going to the show and apologizing for dropping the catch. He got for 20.
69%. It's not the feature project team when you don't lose fire, especially inside the problem. You took those few doggone, get them under pressure, get them back to the play. That's the second one. Ready, please, 2 drops in a row, and they're only looking for the play. I'll block that run in for 2 more minutes. Ron Torres, make for time. One of those ones is short.
They're just piling on the agony here. India 69 for 6 South Africa in this third game here in picturesque Dharamshala.
Average first inning score on the ground, 1-1. What a shot that says, let's face it, it's going, it's gone, 4 runs.
For Johnson in at number 8, 69 for 6. The superior batting powers, we all know that, but the situation is pretty dire. 74 is what South Africa got in the first game. They came back pretty strongly in the second game. Sakano and Pereira are being equal. Only to lose his off-temperament. Give it a big rub. Going the deliveries because of the wetness. Varun Chakravarti is pretty unflappable himself with his temperament. Face Varun Chakravarti.
He's another big hitter, and he's been in very good touch, very good form with the bat. Markram, the skipper, is at the non-striker's end. I don't know what the conversation will be. Quickest to 50 wickets, Kuldeep Yadav has got it in 30 matches, Varun Chakravarti's got it in 2 more. Arshdeep in 33, Ravi Krishna as well, Chahal in 34.
And the fast one. Is wondering when you say that.
Okay, always spinning these spinners.
Pretty strong comeback. Just 2 coming off it, and a wicket is
score 2. This is all. Just got the ball over.
For 6. Shivam Dubey to continue. A very special figure, Sunny Jaydeep. 1 for 7. Varun Chakravarti, given the circumstances, given what the ball's done early on, and also showcasing why he's the #1 bowler in T20 internationals.
Yes, it does. Because this pitch is more for the quicker bowlers. We've seen a lot of seam movement. Generally, the rest of us come in a ball, you get to see a little bit of turn. You didn't see much of the and even when Varun's bowling is back of the end, Googly's and the leg is not much turn there. So these figures are absolutely terrific, outstanding figures.
Doesn't believe anything. He's got an uninflected gaze. The poker face, whether he goes for runs, whether he picks up wickets. Uninflected gaze, as I said, just amazing how he goes about it. 34 years old, Deep. And it's been a fairy tale, isn't it? I mean, how he's made it so far and how well he's done at this level as well. An economy of less than 7, 50 wickets in 32 matches. What difference he's made ever since he's been part of the side. He's a proper match winner. He is a wicket taker. If you look at it, you've got him and Kuldeep, 2 wrist spinners. Varun might not be a wrist spinner per se, more of a finger spinner, but then 2 wicket-taking bowlers in that middle phase for India, so crucial, especially in this format. And also when you think of world cricket now, they expect you to at least be good in 2 out of 3 disciplines. But when you look at Varun Chakravarti, he's an out-and-out bowler. And in a team where India talks about batting deep and having lots of bowling options, lots of batting options, just look at him, he's just a pure wicket taker. That's his main discipline, and that's his principal discipline, and that's why he's getting picked.
And it doesn't disappoint. Just about every game will get you, maybe not always 3 or 4 wickets, but he'll get you a breakthrough. You're absolutely right, no wonder. He is the #1 bowler in this format. He really has worked very, very hard to get there.
Very good. He's so good with the gloves. Pretty alert to the circumstances and situations, Jitesh Sharma. Definitely stop a few runs here. Inside edge is never easy. That's exceedingly well to get a hand to that. And he's been impressive to reach behind the stumps both work-wise and also as far as DRS is concerned.
What a hit! Over! And a 6-1.
Will this be taken? Oh no, just misjudging it this time. Started running in, Harshit. Didn't pick it at all. It's been given as a boundary, given as a 4, which means he could have stayed on the ropes. Completely misjudging it, Harshit Rana. Incoming of it, 77 to 6.
At the moment, it's all parking. Taking the game away.
A golden opportunity for India to tighten the screws in the previous over.
once again, Warren Chakravarti. Here is even the bat coming down. And South Africa lose yet another.
No clue, absolutely no clue. He was just reaching for the ball, hoping that he was in the right direction. Again, this is the right number.
Even as the team is back. Now, first game in the CPL. I think every partner is the first team. Pirates with a pass to the people. Smith first. Get it put in. The Vikings are flying around.
Chakravarti, you can get your more order batters, dangerous batters out cheaply, then you make a very good work for your team. Yeah, Zimbabwe 77% of the 16.
They need some inspiration. They need somebody who can hold inside of the top moment. Who's the attacking Pirates? They throw the ball to Brinkler. Look up, build up. Let it out.
7-7 for 7. South Africa. And Andre Nokia in at number 8. Yeah, it's been a procession of sorts. 77 for 7. It could have been 77 for 8. Because Aiden marker was missed in the last over. Andre Nokia. Is he going to pick Varun Chakravarti? Another wicket for Varun. But it's just a weird technique. No footwork, no nothing. Usually we see Marco Janssen come out with that positive intent. Something, Saisa, the point that you made earlier on, the scope of he plays tricks on you.
So that's what I was thinking, what would have been the conversation between Mark and the captain, who's there. This is what happened off the last ball. Bowling for Cummins for came running forward. And then missed it. Just a 6. Could be a couple here. Yeah, from a catching point of view, this venue can be a little tricky because it's almost 1500 meters above sea level. It carries further the ball, especially in the outfield. You're expecting the ball to come at a certain level, at a certain speed, and then suddenly you realize, oh, it's carried a lot longer than you thought.
That's not a single. Great over that front leg of the Edenmark to control the game. And then certainly changes their ball, put that over. Just the 5 singles from it. And over score.
Former BCCI president, former sports minister, Anurag Thakur, with the family of Abhishek Sharma in one of the boxes.
Still going on Arthur's 10, 24 to the over.
Final goal of his wonderful spell. And it's been a terrific one. Just one taken by Aiden Marker. So after 4, he's just given away 11. He's picked up 2. South Africa 81 for 7.
Riding on a single for the house. 6 runs, last 7 balls. 6 runs off each ball. Bit of pressure. And to do it in the field as well. And really ball needs to be disabled.
It's been a perfect bowling performance from India. Almost all of them amongst wickets apart from PB, which is still 1 over.
Phil's got 1-2. There's a single. That brings down football. For Ryan Lauren. He's coming back for a second as well.
The ball travels much quicker. Not surprised, it's surprised a few fielders as well.
Markram still not there, 41 or 37. It's been a really good knock. Again, another indication of this format is where you need well-rounded batters who can play in different conditions. Yes, the ball has seemed around a little bit. There has been help for the quicker bowlers. Aiden Markram, all format batter. You see the other side of his batting prowess here.
Punch on the ground.
The trouble making earlier on the above, a little bit of movement and the batters struggling. And you can see the difference. The other batters, say Aiden Markram, plays this match cricket as well, who is also used to the moving ball. Surprised me in the first over 2020 when the ball moved so much. I thought South Africans would be accustomed to that kind of moving ball. Saw some of the Indians trying to hit over the top and getting caught at mark the mid-on. And then in the second 20 we saw being giddy and not youngsters swinging the ball, picking up some early wickets. So every time the ball has done something through the air, it's caused all the batters a little bit of problems, even through the ODIs. We saw the South Africans. I wonder if it's just the mindset that you're playing white ball cricket at a certain tempo with which you have to play this format.
Disciplined performance. Yes, they might have been happy with taking a couple of catches, but can't complain. I think the bowling has been very good. Everyone who's got an opportunity has contributed. Kuldeep, on one hand, the one bowler who went for 10 in his only over ball. It helps when you have options. And Chivam Dubey too, playing his part. They've had a couple more wickets.
Lovely little pull by Henrik Nokia. He has shown at times that he can hit a long ball. Just not getting it high enough, Hardik Pandya. Here on the ropes.
Mark 42 from 39, while crickets have fallen around it. India just chipping away, in partnerships for South Africa. Rashid Rana back end is got 2 for 16, 1 over there. CPL just short batting point and he raised the ball before. So boundary of the first ball, the six of the women's ball, 4 of the last ball.
Chips it over the point and loses the padding process as well. Leading
If you are a Pirates supporter, can we hear a cheer for the Pirates, boys, please?
Look to capitalize on the fact that the pressures on them inside is bad.
The winner has been taken. The man on the left is destructive best. The little photograph is perfect. The fans show me her. That's the lead. Straight to burn. 60 from 33.
Very good answer. Conditions have favored the bowlers, but he's taken his time. Back to his technique, back to his defense. He's taking some up with a faster record.
Captain's knock here by Markham. Everyone else falling around him, but he's stuck it out. He's looked good, he's looked solid throughout his innings. Try and take it to the smoker right now. Try and get some momentum for South Africa. Go closer towards the end of this innings. Fantastic knock by the captain.
Terrific shot.
Six of the last over and this previous delivery sixes were just a good illustration of when we say the ball travels at this venue. If it goes up in the air, chances are it's going over the boundary. Cover and knock from the skipper. It seems like he's got tools to handle the Indian bowlers, not the only South African batting. Watchful innings, very well placed at times. Ran out of partners at times.
Now he's going to turn that way, well, and put him right back into the slot.
A surprise Jitesh as well at pace. 142 clicks an hour. It's been a good over so far. 12 already, last 2 to go in this over. Third and final leg inside. A slow bounce over maybe
Another six. Short and set up nicely.
They went for the first option, the slower bouncer. Like you said, it just sat up really nicely. So really good again from Aiden Markham. 18 on this over already. Just
Seems to sign really quickly attack down 20 runs if possible. One ball left in this over. He'll keep the strike. 19 of the over. It's 111 for 7. Markram in strike leg to farm the strike now. 12 balls left.
Looking at the field, it seems like it's going to be the wide line for Aiden Markram.
Slice away and get only one. That's good bowling. Aiden Markram
Standing man alone. South Africa came in at a difficult time. Played some beautiful cover drives on the up. 2 flicks. But he's timed it well tonight throughout his innings. Once or twice the bat slipped out of his hand, but it was just over for Tashigrana when he really took it to the Indians. Got himself over 50-run mark. He's been man alone tonight. Scored all around the ground. 6s, 4s. Very happy.
He's a good shot finisher. He's back on strike now. 4 balls left in this over.
Widish suggests he's going to go with the wide line.
Covered all the stumps. This time against the edge. The Pinelands corner. Really disappointed. We thought it was there. He's done it time and time again. And he's got a very
Saw the other night that he was opting for that wide line.
Hij is 13 van 6.
But on this occasion, proving why it is such a good option to going across. Aiden Markram trying to power it through extra cover. Trying to get it. A good innings by the captain. He's gone for 61. South Africa 113 for 8.
Nee, hier is Sion. Sion. Ik heb iemand gezien met die onderbroek. Dat is mijn
Win 13 for 8. Taking the chair for the Indian supporters. Taken by Ashdeep. He's brought Zini to the crease. Coming around the way.
Ik ben schier wat voeten.
It's bowled so well, Ashdeep, especially on the way. The last game in the final that you mentioned, getting so many wides, trying to hit that wide line, but it's spot on here. Outside edge. Really well played innings there from the South African skipper. The important wicket that in the context had Aiden Markram been there for another 9 odd deliveries, another 15 odd runs.
McCallum strikes it, could be a top ball, it is. Excellent bowling there by Marco Dalala. And he's taken over. Stepping up to the Pinelands and the lead exposed. Beautiful ball, but he plays it
It's not often you get that final over the perks of being the birthday boy.
Well, the only Indian bowler that has picked up a wicket so far. So there he goes, the final over of the innings, Kuldeep Yadav.
Yeah, you might just see him slow up one delivery and get the googly going. Let's get this wide and flat.
Under the heat of battle and the heat of pressure, he's given the first performance. Getting a round of applause from
Simple stuffing for Jitesh Sharma.
The perfect wrist spin is the wicket to a tail ender, just spin it across him, he'll come running down. He's missed it by a country mile as Andrew Knopke. He's actually batted pretty nicely, had a good partnership with Aiden Markram. Really, it's been difficult for all the batters, top order batters. No chance for the tail ender when you're trying to look for runs. It's gone for 12, South Africa 115 for 9.
That is superb. What a catch.
So Kuldeep. Barkman's the last man out there. It's a single, he's in medium strike. 2 balls left, so there's no option but to have a ball.
Skipper would be happy, Indian openers, especially looking from Indian openers and Shubman Gill point of view. Luxury of time in this batting innings for both the openers. They haven't gotten a lot of runs, especially someone like Shubman Gill. He can afford to take some time. The required run rate won't be over 6 seeds as of now.
I need some runs, and he'd have to spend some time at crease because there's competition for places. Someone like Sanju Samson, consider himself a little unlucky. He's done enough damage against South Africa in the past. Let's check in the air. So catch. Two in the over for Kuldeep. And South Africa bowled out for 117.
The birthday boy gets 2 in the last over. South Africa bowled out for 118. This is the wicket. Another googly, I assume, yes. Across the right hand. Swivel across the line. Spin the lights a little bit, so that we catch the sky of the camera. It's a good attempt for the Indian players. Everyone picking up wickets from the seamers who started off so well.
31 years of age today. What a very good bowling performance from India. Look at it all round, they all contributed. Excellent to bowl out South Africa for 117.
Good bounce back, conceding 213 in the last game, and then restricting South Africa to 117. Start from first over itself from Ashton. Taking the wicket off these and wickets. Very happy that dressing room with the bowling performance. It's far from over as yet. 117 is what South Africa has got. Moving up South Africa. And there is help on the
40 or 14! That's
yeah, one more to the Indian bowling coach. Yeah, he's smiling. Haven't seen him do that in a while, especially last few days. And he spent a lot of time with his coach yesterday.
He'll be mighty pleased with that effort. Because they ran and charged in from the outside with this 117 all out. Yes, he'll be pleased as punch. You see a all-round performance like that. South Africa really never got you see the only getting more than half the score from South Africa. And wickets falling in regularly. Just a brief little show of the fight when Ferreira was there to crease so the other in that involvement.
Fantastic for India. They started off swinging the ball beautifully with Arshdeep and Harshad Rana, followed by Hardik, who got a wicket of Tristan Stubbs in his first over. Varun Chakravarti bowled beautifully. I thought he was the pick of the bowlers, 2 for 11. Dubey contributed with the wicket and Kuldeep picked up 2 in the final over of the game.
So there you go, then South Africa. In fact, when India come out to bat, they have their full 20 overs to bat and they need 180 to win.
Good save by Henderson.
Once they've got the other side, Palace are in trouble. John Henderson was there, solid block.
City fans behind us, starting to believe the second goal may not be far away. The next goal in this game will define the rest of it, should we have one. Teta again the target.
Have we ever seen 350s in the final? Well, then you can be on one side. We'll take up on that.
This time, Bernardo Silva.
And just right down the ground, he gets one more, 160 on the board, with 3 balls to go.
Morton.
They're up around in the place. They're there first.
Pushed wide by Canada.
And
it's about to make a change, but City bursting forward. Sherky. Foden's touch was a poor one. See Eddie Nketiah down there is getting ready.
They're just shooting that ball across the field and had quite knocked it back and just looked it away. See, had a couple of players on the overlap. That was a promising attack from them. Palace started to have to come out a little bit more and leave themselves a bit more exposed behind.
Oh, that's a dreadful giveaway from Ruben Diaz. Here's Wharton. Now Tino. Just held up. But he gets it back for Wharton. For someone who has such excellent technique, that's a poor finish.
It's a great read initially, isn't it, to cut that ball out. It's a loose pass, but he wants to slip Pino in here for a shot. Nunes does pretty well to force him wide, and that ball back to him. It doesn't help Adam Moore, there's a bit too much pace on it, it's just sitting up. Here's the save just a moment before with Henderson. Way that City cut through the midfield, really clever. That's a big right foot, was going in the corner. Position from Henderson.
Now 183, 111 to go.
He's in a great position too. Nketiah for Mateta. Here is Mateta on the turn with what might just be his final contribution. Camera goes down. Comes back to Mateta.
Basically saying, look, we'll take the free kick, mate. He's in a great position, it's right up front. Understandably, if we want to take it, it goes into the attack, and the chance just fizzles out easily.
Travelled centrally, there's no real pace, so Mateta was going to struggle to make something happen. That said, these are all split-second decisions. You can't get every single one right.
Once you let it go, and then you let it go. You have to live by it.
Must be feeling festive. The nice thing about referees. Half an hour to go. Mehdi and Ketia scored against Fulham last time. Is going to get a good run at this. Mateta will be withdrawn. Here's O'Reilly. Riders who never stops running. Has been down there a while. They wait to make this change. It's got a bit chilly now, that sun's going down. Wind really is picking up as well. It's very swirly at Selhurst Park at the moment. Tough conditions for players, certainly when the balls are locked up in the air like that.
Oh, what a touch from Cherki. Gay with the challenge, then Cherki taken out by Kamada. Going to be the first yellow card.
I don't think there's any doubt in that. Full-on body check. I think he does well to get away with the first one. I'm sure he gets the ball before the man. And then this coming in from I've seen him on the rugby field.
Teta withdrawn, and Ketia on and Kamada with that yellow card. Ketia no goal in 9 against Manchester City. Crystal Palace have won every single game that he has scored in Ketia. It's pretty unfortunate to be left out in the first place. He gets a good run at this. About half an hour.
Teta didn't feature that heavily, did he, in the game? I mean, he's always a handful physically, but didn't really have too many opportunities or cause too much fuss for Manchester City.
This Haaland, who right now is the difference maker. They're hoping that Ketia will just give them that fresh injection here. Kind of threat, certainly to Mateta. This time, referee finding in Kamada's favour.
50-50 spin. Haaland and Nico making that point. I mean, the ball's up in the air. Both players challenging for it. I do not see what Nico has done wrong there at all, other than just jump and protect himself and win the ball.
Just indicated there, albeit briefly, that it will come off.
Tilton's right hamstring, isn't it?
Made that gesture that players make. It's going to be quite a lengthy one. As you can see, Will Hughes is down there. It's certainly the indication from Canada. Had an excellent game, Canada, in that midfield. Does all of the hard work for Wharton.
This is all that separates the teams. One moment from one special player, when you see the header from that angle, it is superb, I have to say. It's just technically brilliant.
But it's so interesting talking to you as a centre-half about the mechanics of that goal and what Palace did wrong.
Yeah, just allowing him a yard. You think you're marking him, a yard isn't marking him. Marking him is grabbing hold of him, being physically up against him. And Richards had just drifted into that comfortable little position where he had a yard away from him. You can't make it up, it goes over your head. Your history.
Touch time is the way, as you can see, as we just showed you. Harlan leads the way. In that race for the Golden Boot. Canada's race is run here.
Because he has been great. I agree, he's been superb this afternoon, Canada. Really outdone himself.
Will Hughes, a very able replacement. With those games coming thick and fast, the big concern about Canada. 8 substitute appearance in this campaign, along with 5 starts for Will Hughes. They just slot into that central midfield role alongside Wharton. Here's Richards. Dino had made a good run, so too Saar. They'll feel they can get Nketiah running in behind City here, but the problem at the moment of Harlan. Gay against Harlan was quite a battle there.
Very nearly caught the ball, didn't he, Marquet? He recovered brilliantly. Didn't allow Harlan the wrong side. He just got his body across it and made it difficult.
In that challenge, Guardiola, Richards was cleared. Guardiola says there was no contact.
About to get a little bit of follow through with a challenge like this. It is a bit late from Guardiola. Nowhere near the ball. Great challenge.
I wonder what happened to the centre half union as well. Start showing it high.
Still not back in the referees.
They look after each other. Spinning away here is Shirky, little clip on him, but he kept going, and now Foden! A clinical display of finishing from Manchester City has been good enough here at Selhurst Park. Foden, 4 games in a row. City lead by 2 goals to 0.
This is a massive goal for Manchester City in what is a tricky away Premier League fixture. And who else but Phil Foden, in the form that he's in this season, is just fantastic. But Cherki has been a threat all afternoon. He's looked like creating something out of somewhere, and he certainly does that here. Lovely driving run, skips past Wharton, and how about that for a finish? That is a finish of a player who's really confident and comfortable in front of goal. Left foot low, almost right foot. Henderson, his body weight's just shoved it to the right, and he cannot get down quick enough. Super goal from City.
6 in 4 and counting in the Premier League for Foden. Before today, he only played more games in the Premier League against Leicester City without scoring. Today he puts it right, and he does it in front of my man. Very interested Thomas Tuchel. There have been none in 7 in the Premier League against Palace. That was some finish. They're both such precise finishes, and now here goes the buccaneering Reinders.
And he's on fire with assists as well, isn't he, Cherki? He's really enjoying that link up between him and Foden. It's a really promising partnership that Manchester City have developing here.
6 assists in 7, only Bruno Fernandes with more assists in the Premier League than Cherki.
He is focused now. Looks almost unrecognisable in the player used to watch him.
As the Pies make their way to the middle, the Pies are riding 185 for victory. They've won 11.5 to the over.
As you're making your point right on cue, he does something that makes you go round. It's that casual back heel. Challenge from Wharton. Palace need to show City here that it's not over. What's the other point of that, Shirky? Sometimes I don't think it impresses his coach necessarily that. At times, I guess, unnecessary flair that he displays that we enjoy, but Guardiola doesn't necessarily. And he made that comment, didn't he, when Shirky did the Rabona? Yeah. And he said, never saw Lionel Messi do a Rabona, a situation like that, as if to make the point. But you wouldn't want to coach that out of Shirky, would you?
No, but you're playing within a system and a structure. There are rules you have to adhere to. There's non-negotiables. There's things where you just got to let it fly, and I think that's the kind of conundrum for any manager that coaches and works with a player like him. At Manchester City, you're not going to have that freedom that you may have had in previous club, but there's space for the quality that he provides, and he's finding that space at the moment. And the manager's getting on board. He might complain a little bit every now and then, but he's backing him at the moment. He's getting repaid handsomely.
Just in terms of sheer ball-playing talent, Shirky is remarkable. Hughes charging past Shirky's flailing arm that time. Can Palace make it interesting here? This is Saar. Stabbed away to O'Reilly. Initiated that contact.
Really enjoyed that. Little Haaland was going to get the upper hand. Fields in there, wants to roll up. Comes across the quad does brilliantly to just muscle his way back in about half a yard to win the ball. Really good battle.
That's what happens when you commentate with a former centre-half. You wax lyrical about the ball-playing skills of Shirky, and he enjoys the muscular tussle.
I mean, I got more excited about that than any other part of the game.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not right, is it?
I think players in every position are all playing differently. I think it's okay. I think it's fair to say most of us watch a Shirky highlight reel. Hey ho.
What's the centre back?
Here's Richards, another centre back. Crystal Palace need to recover here. Two outstanding finishes, Haaland and Foden. A display that hasn't been outstanding from Manchester City. Palace very much the better side. We talk about chances and think back to Yeremy Pino in the first half. If he scores, which he should have done, it's a different game, isn't it?
They're defining moments. You're not going to get those opportunities all the time. And Palace will be kicking themselves. Oliver Glasner will go in. If Palace lose this game, certainly by 2-0, he won't believe the score. They've certainly deserved to have at least.
And that's a great start for repeating himself. Flipping up the way in his first over.
Another change imminent here.
Disturbing the tempo of my guy.
In the meantime, City starting to flow, just starting to play with dominance and confidence.
Coming to the wicket, this was a rise.
Getting ready. We are going to see the Nigerian.
He goes. That is a huge wicket for the Vikings. Fires has been a dangerous man for the Pilots. Very good catch by McAdam. That middle.
to me saying that Palace fans like I mentioned do agree.
2-2 now in the first over.
Richards. Now it's Hughes.
Then the Pinelands find two battles to steady the ship, to put on a partnership in order to get them anywhere close to the Vikings total.
Played behind Bolton and now Reinders. Sherky wants to take out Gailey here. What's he got?
But too wide.
Mitchell.
Wide to give on umpire.
Shift of pace, hasn't he, Jerky? He slows it down, and then when he sees the opportunity, he's slow then, now he's going for it. He just wants to take any player on into his path and literally the trick from behind.
And that's the end of
Nathaniel Clark moving on his way back. Here is Constantis Uche on loan from Getafe.
He's their way back into this game for the Pinelands. They need
They
partnership.
got a goal against Shelburne and build on that. Sherky most likely will try and pick out a teammate, but with him,
There's an attack now for the Vikings. That's well.
anything off. Well, it goes hard and low. Like a miscue there. Either a miscue or a time gone wrong.
He's not going to get some assistance from the ring. First ring is going. Another point to note about Sherky. Regular Sherky watchers from France instantly saw how fit he looked at the start of the campaign. Noticeably a different body shape. Just switching off there, they're about to make a change as well. Savino being prepared. City taking the sting out of the game so effectively here with that second goal. It's on to Palace. Make life difficult for them again. Saar back in towards Uche. Problem is, as Palace push, they look vulnerable at the other end. For the Pinelands, Neil Butler, he's being a spectator for the first over.
One really good touch from Saar, but was never getting past Guardiola. And Ketia has plenty of pace, but Guardiola met him.
But I enjoyed that. Just coming across and smashing the ball into the stands where the City fans are.
You enjoyed that as well, didn't you?
Butler goes over the offside.
Purist.
And third word to Butler. Get up with his account with the boundary.
Not ready. And it's Phil Foden, scorer of City's second here, who will make way.
Butler would certainly looking to go hard here in the power play.
Interesting pattern. Paris as well continues in terms of failures here at home and success away from home. Well, they're up against one of the very best here, so you can't read too much into this, but something that Glasgow will want to look at and put right their style suits. Playing away from home and those 5 wins.
Where the boundary, where to Butler. And Butler is down the
It's
momentum
understandable
in order to
for each
get
team
the
in
Pinelands
Europe.
going.
It's always hard to come back on a Sunday and win when you've had an away game in Europe midweek.
This will be 1 win in 7 after those games. As that's swinging towards Nketiah. Saar available to try and set Palace
Certainly if one of these goes in, this stadium will come to life. Really good from City actually. Vardiol, O'Reilly, Diaz. Stitch defending, but it's a good block there.
And it gets good comfortably. 11 runs from the home, that's small. Third base, strong. 2 Eagles, the other step, but that's over.
So Walton to take this corner. Still 10 minutes left, plus whatever's added. Still time here for Crystal Palace, but it needs to happen now. Walton invitedly towards that far post. Mitchell and City have to defend the second ball. And a huge swing from Haaland. Luckily for him, it goes out for a throw. Right down in front of us. Chris Richards. Winds up the long throw.
John Burton is second over, 5 and 16 for 2.
Either way, it will be Blinders rather than Foden to make way as Savinho gets ready, but first they've got this to defend. Richards will get a chance to cross though. Back he won't because O'Reilly snaps straight into him. Does well to retrieve.
It's up to continue to play. This ball is first over.
I think it should have been their ball. Here's the change.
Gently goes playing into the next side. 1-2 bounces into the road that goes.
Or not. Still waiting, Savinho.
Gently opens it down to the boundary. Taking the prize now too quick.
Not happy about that. Uche. Now Saab. Big take there from Eddie Nketiah. Fires that into the near post of Donnarumma, forced into the save. A resurgent Palace here as we head towards the final 7 minutes.
Stop creating opportunities most of the game, really. Clean hit here from Nketiah, gets a good strike behind the ball.
Johns goes down, good thing for Johns. Those Johns are always hard.
Wharton corner. Donnarumma came with a Superman touch. And that sent Shirky forward.
Very hard to take a catch on your follow through.
Tried the little trick to get around Mitchell, but the problem there is Mitchell's so quick, he can recover. And that change.
Good down that yellow by Isom. After Maple
Savinho for Reinders. Reinders has had an all-action game. His work rate is astonishing.
It doesn't stop, does it? It doesn't stop running in the opposition box. Any attacking midfielder,
one more to the Pilots.
watch him. The way he times his runs and where he runs, he's so good at picking that spot. I mean, twice he's arrived in the Palace box.
Final ball of Isom start.
An opportunity.
He's been really good for the Vikings in the power play. Here he goes downtown, Bill Iron. There he's put it down. Here he gets a lifeline. Here he's going to be a shot scorer.
Possession, but you're going to have to put as much as City does work to keep creating that space. And
Red Wings are 2 for 9 in these 2 overs.
early gin.
That was certainly the start the Vikings was looking for. Isom certainly plays his part in that power play.
defending the previous long throw. They've got to go in with pace and trajectory to cause real problems. Richards has another go. There was a bit more distance on that, but Harlan won it. Drifted back in though by Mitchell. O'Reilly was excellent that game. Pushed it goalwards. O'Reilly read that run so well at the far post. It still felt a game.
Pilots winning purple too. Running the ball over.
Well, flight ball. Sometimes you see those diagonal ones over here, a bit loopy, nice. No flight to it. Somebody had to deal with it.
George like move out to the right foot.
Goal against Fulham is forward again. Richards from the other side this time. Uche was closest to it, convincingly away by Ruben Diaz. Hughes getting those legs thumping. Gay gets out. Donnarumma comes. Only as far as Richards. It was unconvincing from the Italian goalkeeper. And now Will Hughes. Chance to cut inside and pick someone out. It is O'Reilly and now charging forward is Savino. What a charge and a chase that was. A yellow card for Henderson. Magnificent contribution from Savino, and now City with a chance to seal it.
You've got to feel for Crystal Palace, really. Push in and push in. There's a mix-up here. Nobody's decisive and goes and deals with the ball between Mitchell and Pino. Savino takes full advantage. Tries with the run, and it felt right, the decision for me. He doesn't touch the ball there, Henderson, and just gets a lot of Savino. Cruel blow for Palace.
Yellow card confirmed for Henderson. Haaland with a chance to add to his first goal. Against Palace in the Premier League. Premier League hat-trick against them back in August 2022. There are his last 5. 3 out of those 5 scored. Added to the 100. Haaland to seal it with 1:02. Super cool. Another perfect finish. Haaland from the spot. And City convincing winners at Selhurst Park.
Yeah, it's going to be confidence boosting away day, hasn't it?
And that's the end of it. It's over.
Been a 3-minute week. It just hasn't felt like it all game. Crystal Palace, they've been well in this match. And to lose it 3-0, all the guys will go in after the game and just be trying to pick the bugs out of this game and one from a City perspective, huge confidence booster to keep it here 3-0.
City pile the pressure on Arsenal ahead of the festive period.
The Pilots acquired the boundary.
3 changes here.
With the attack going on for the Vikings and I in front.
One of those to make way. Over the league, Henderson will never forget. And Marmouche both will be on their way to the Africa Cup of Nations, Tunisia in Egypt.
Exceptional catch by Maya. Hands together for Maya. What a catch, young man.
Heading to Africa for competition. Big smile there from Bernardo Silva.
What point is key to Florence? Remember the name Florence. He's done it with the back for the Vikings. Now he comes on the ball and he gets a win on the first goal.
25 minutes here.
Everything is going right for him.
The fuss was about. There'll be 5 added. Alice will learn lessons from this and then they'll have to go again. Games starting to come thick and fast. Remember this, the first of 4 in 9 days.
Just everything in this spot. And the finals get too good.
Just been that quality, cutting edge. The finish simply provided every time they've been in. Palace just haven't been clinical enough in front of goal.
They got good for the Vikings. Really started the ball. They were over the front. It's over.
They are the differences.
Good on the deep. And he's over. Florence picks up another. He's on his first over.
City fans.
Parking left the box. He's there, ready for the Vikings to get back into this run. Oh, he's in one race and he's for the Vikings.
They got a long journey back, but they'll enjoy it. Palace not outclassed, but certainly outclassed in the final third. That's the story to take from this game. Here's Marmouche, and now Sheki.
The Vikings lose their fifth wicket.
Lewis.
57 to 3. He's there waiting for the Vikings to come back.
Job done by Manchester City. Time for some final thoughts from Adamson.
Well, really interesting clash of styles, really. It's made for a good game to watch. Crystal Palace really hard.
And the Vikings get through for a single.
3-0 at home is a fair old drubbing, and it just never has felt like that as a game, but you have to credit the likes of Foden for his clinical finishing. Haaland, certainly the first goal, maybe out of the blue really, but one opportunity sticks in the back of the
and that's the end of a superb over for the Lions.
Margins. Sometimes they're wide ones, as this scoreline looks, but those little fractions, the Pino finish, the slack defending from Richards that allowed Haaland that space to score, finish from Foden. These are the differences when the dust is settled. City improved as the game has gone on, but you could argue that first goal gave them a chance to improve.
Over to you, Doug.
That's what separates them. That title race is going to be a really good one.
There's one goes.
To the second third. Is there off Uche?
The second innings, the part of the innings of CPL at the 11.
Certainly after the drama yesterday evening with Arsenal.
25 minutes on top. All you need is 1%. 1% of the chance.
2 points the gap. Feels like momentum, whatever that's worth.
The ball goes to get himself started to the Bulls player.
Of course, that can change.
They're trying to start.
EFL Cup quarter-final for Palace against Arsenal coming up. City likewise play Brentford.
Carlos Brentford.
Losing seconds now.
Ben Stokes. Just a few of the names of men who walked into difficult situations with their side with maybe 1% or less of winning a game. They took their sides through. What name do we add to that list today? Is there somebody from the Pirates
We played the 5.
who can deeply and send their sides over the line? All you need is 1%.
Now Foden, there is still chance for one more here from Foden. Scooped over.
signs along the way that this, after a few early moments for Palace, notably the Pino chances, looked really comfortable in the second half. Once they went 2-1, you knew that
second opportunity, top shot.
they'll have a glance at something afterwards, after all of the discussions.
Good opportunity here. Well on top at the moment.
So in the end, it looks very one-sided. Plenty for them to talk about. We know that it wasn't though. Palace with chances. Haaland gave City the lead. Then Foden with a super finish. Haaland again from the spot. And at Selhurst Park, Manchester City pile the pressure onto Arsenal. It finishes Crystal Palace 0, Manchester City 3.
West Ham Villa game, and another great result for Aston Villa, who are behind there twice today, and they've come back to win 3-2. Morgan Rogers with 2 goals and an absolute pervert to win the game, to make it 10 wins now from 11 league games.
Yeah, it's the end of the end, but at the end, Nelson take the first half. It's 6 goals. It's 32 for 4 to score on the board. 143 required from 60.
A wound here to be seen to the Granit Xhaka, who's off the pitch for the time being.
Oh, he'll take a couple of stitches all day long.
So it's not for the gods now to know how much time we're going to have here before the full-time whistle is sounded. Is there still time for Newcastle? Fabian Schär.
Got to go in the box. Has to go in the box from an angle. Having the time, Newcastle. Got to go in there.
Hanging up there it goes towards Schär. Back in by Hall. Schär with a touch. The keeper Wissa.
Wicked time.
And they just
5 good balls away from completing a perfect CPL in the campaign.
Sunderland deserved the win. They've been the better side. Newcastle fans might ask the question, those yellow cards were brandished for about 94 minutes. Where was that character and attitude at the start of the game? Where was the fight?
Those sets of fans have had to wait 10 years for a league derby. Simonless fever pitch before the game today. Smiling fans are those in red and white. Still no whistle yet. Here's Hall. And Hall was tackled there by Hugh. Big cheer goes up. Is there time to go along now? No, there isn't. 1 goal wins the Wearside derby. And what a bizarre moment it was. But it means joy and delight for the Managers. The own goal from Newcastle's Nick Voltemada. Sunderland's wonderful campaign hits a new high today with a derby win. And Regista Breeze's team in the top 7 off the back of this. Newcastle, an off day for them, a rare low under Eddie Howe. Miles off their best. And beaten here by the Black Cat in NTSD. Sunderland 1, Newcastle 0 in the derby.
Don Joe, thank you very much indeed. It is erupted around us here at the Stadium of Light. Look at the smiles on the face of those Sunderland supporters, players and staff alike. We've waited nearly 10 years for a league derby and Sunderland have won it, and it means that Newcastle have lost 4 successive league derbies at the Stadium of Light or away at Sunderland in their history. And Newcastle, of course, still with just a 1 away win since January. But this is all about Sunderland at the moment. Listen to this, drink it in at board level as well. These scenes are incredible.
Just as I remember it. Just had a look at right ball into his fingers. What a game he has had. Had a played about century. His fingers up to 2 overs. 3 wins for 5 runs.
That's where the goal comes from. Newcastle were playing throughout the game.
didn't press, didn't make it easy. The chance to make it difficult for Sunderland by playing in a low block, but what a performance, some atmosphere.
Yet another incredible result in this remarkable season. Didn't get any better. Listen to this now, this music comes on. The section of good season over. And the season they have, to beat their local rivals. And they deserve it, and it just summed up the season they're having. These players are certainly going to enjoy that this afternoon and this evening because they deserve every bit of credit that's come their way. Defensively, they've been excellent all season. Today, they're outstanding. A special out to Pinelands and Gil was outstanding. Every player stepped up to the plate today, put a shift in. Now they know what it feels like to win a North East derby. It's amazing.
They certainly do. Just look at the supporters around us, drinking it all in. For Sunderland fans, this doesn't get any better.
It's been a long time coming. They've suffered, League One, Championship, worked so hard to get out of there. 4 years. To see the team back here, I mean, that was good enough. And then like icing on the cake to after about 9 years and 10 years after this fixture at home, to win like they've won and to perform, not just to win, but in the performance. I thought that they've dominated throughout the game. No get better than this.
Extraordinary seeing down. They're into the top 7 to boot as well. They're all 1 point with Palace and Liverpool. Listen to this noise. Look at these scenes. Much more reaction because this Weir Tyne derby is a red and white one. And Sunderland, through inextricable circumstances, the day to begin for Newcastle, a one that will live long in the memory for Sunderland.
Here he goes. Everyone two, I know who said goes. The clock's not the top levels of halfway stage. 51 to 5. 80 overs away. 5 seconds away. Open up and 3-point challenge. And this CPL 2025.
Here comes the background questions. Dr. Nerato,
At Spur, it's more than a meal. Not just a meal this time. It's having the taste for life.
I'm so proud of you. It's a boy.
Jack Baker holds on to it. They're hitting out in the field. Now with the ball. And to the Phillies. Pressure in the field as well. Rocket time, kick by kick.
Pivotal moments of South African football. It was as if the universe answered our prayers and gave us a platform to showcase our skills on and off the field.
Pulls away, kick by kick.
This is AFCON, my friend. Everything is a competition. Everything. The rivalry don't deep, my brother. See that?
Shaw pulled away. Protection up there, we'll come back.
Meets at AFCON 2025, live on Supersport, only on DSTV. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by Pinelands.
Here comes that macro Festivus mood again. That jingle all the way to the checkout, kind of saving the mood. Like TCL
4-inch QLED Google Smart TV at 11,999, save 4,000 rand. And Sony PlayStation 5 digital console at 11,399, save 2,600 rand. So if you're in the mood for a whole new look, holiday deals, then someone's in a backroom festival's mood.
Why choose when you can have both? Nivea Men Deep Body Lotion, powered by black carbon for 48-hour moisture and a long-lasting dark wood fragrance. Skin is for playing it smart. Nivea is for skin. Try new Nivea Men Deep Extreme with a fresh, energizing fragrance.
The end of the line. It's 54%. 131 away. The Vikings 4 minutes away.
The celebrations are continuing here at the Stadium of Light. As you can it is a nothing noise. Not one fan has left the stadium. The players have only just left the pitch. That's because they've beaten our arch rivals Newcastle by a goal to nil. That picture-book moment is being captured by everybody. Jermaine McClellan came in for us know exactly what that's like. That feeling for those players, most of them experiencing it for the first time. If they could bottle it, they would now, wouldn't they? Oh, mate, it's a party in it. It's unbelievable. Listen, it's obviously winning the game was important. I think, I just spoke about, playing and, showing their style and, to win that they won. I thought they dominated throughout the game. The better team throughout the game. It's playing. What experience, this is special. You said before the game, actually, you think they're taking it to another level as supporters. You can see the relationship between this team and them. And obviously, a result like today is only going to enhance that.
Yeah, I think, what the fans appreciate is what they see on the pitch, obviously. You can have an off day with your passing, your shooting, but what they've worked is working hard. And you can see every player out there today, not just today, to the degree of being work their socks off. And over! You can see that, and you can't win everything. You can't win everything. You shoot together, you've got a team spirit, and you can see that. Listen to that, it's incredible.
I mean, these people, they work hard. They work hard, work around the clock to buy their season tickets, travel, support the team. I think I should be more about it. Going down to League One, Championship, supporting the team. Even the League One here, the stadium was full. The performances has to reflect that. And I think it has a lot of today. From the start of the season, it's going to today, which is quite starting for everyone.
I mean, you can see all these supporters just trying to put that into words as someone who was here for so long and gave them so many happy memories. It's these things to the people of Sunderland.
It's a big game. You cannot lose this game, especially after losing last week 3-0 to Man City. It's so important that they got a result today. And of course, the 6 players going off to AFCON now, so they're in an excellent position. They'll go away happy. Listen, I wasn't going to go out in the town tonight. I think I might now. I could be persuaded, but the town will be rocking. The whole area, certainly Sunderland, will be buzzing until March when they have the replay for sure.
No, but listen, we keep saying it's one of the ways to win. One of these players is what we expect, winning this fixture. That's amazing. I was just saying, before the game we spoke about, one of these players that scores or experiences players, playing here, winning in this fixture, and they've done that now. So hopefully now they can kick on and go for the kick going.
Well, let's get some Sunderland reaction then. Here is Granit Xhaka.
I'm just hoping does that feel
Words
can't describe. I mean, thinking back to the last game, it was so painful. For us players, for the fans, we felt like we let them down, and we were so determined this time, especially the boys that were there to experience that day. So we were delighted.
I was just going to say that for you in particular, and what happened in that game, sort of an extra motivating factor.
Yeah, of course. I think it prepared us more for today. To the game with a lot more quality in the team. That's the previous game. We started there before really hard to be playing.
Brandon, we can see your role there. How much of a battle was out there today, and how much did you relish that?
Yeah, they always see to win. Doesn't matter how long time. Yeah, these guys, I know how painful it was 2 or 3 years ago in the last year. And they motivate us because of this much more than before. And, like him, like many players, they've been here in the championship. And now in the Premier League, I think this team really deserve much more than this respect, because where we are is amazing, because we all think very I think that the first time we had much more control of the ball. It's normal that you can't do for 90 minutes because they have the quality as well to press us, they have the quality as well to football. But yeah, just we said it was a matter of happening, be calm, and I think after 1-0 the game changed a little bit, but it was very, very good without the ball, and I think we deserved the 3 points here for sure.
Is that then a case of game management once you got ahead, and if you weren't going to get the second, make sure you don't lose a goal?
Yeah, I mean, there wasn't much in the game in terms of chances. I thought, yeah, first half was great, but when you go a goal ahead, it's about managing the game, and I think we've done that really well. I think we've made the chances that they had. So yeah, I thought it was brilliant.
Special atmosphere at the end. Was it important to get that photograph as well?
Yeah, I mean, that last time, a lot of players wanted to do that, so that is what it is. The most important thing was 3 points and winning today.
And you also won the Premier League Player of the Match award at the Commander Cup as well.
Well, they were 2 of the outstanding performers. I mean, before we look at the goal line match, you mentioned the central defender there. I mean, they defended everything superb.
Yeah, they've been doing it all season, and you know, not just the back 4, but the back 5. Roos as well. Let's mention him. You know, he as a defender, when you know you've got someone like him behind you, you know, if a ball goes over your head, you know for fair fact that he's coming to get it and claim it. So defensively, that back 5 looks solid. You know, apart from the Man City, they had too many games where they conceded 1 or 2 more goals. So they don't look like conceding. You know, although Newcastle reported they created in a couple of long shots from Bruno, apart from that, they didn't look like they were going to get breached at all. So, you know, what they're doing on the training ground or in the meeting grounds is certainly paying off.
You said they earned that, because it was an extraordinary way in which they got the goal, really, with Nick Altamar, wasn't it?
Yeah, obviously unfortunate for Nick Altamar. I felt like he had to head it back this end. We spoke at half time, we said, put the ball in the box. So I felt like they had good possession, and sometimes we get the ball out wide, we get these little triangles, and sometimes one pass too many, but once you get there, you've got to catch it across it, and that's how you get fortunate, because when you cross it, it just causes chaos, it causes confusion. People make mistakes, and we see here, I mean, ball goes right there, it's a fantastic cross. And there you go, I think he has to put it in. You know, sometimes, unless you get a shot from behind you, cross it, keep crossing it, keep getting the ball in the box, and where the goalkeeper, you know, you get a little bit of luck and
It was silly finish, wasn't it? Yeah, I suppose if there's a slight disappointment about the day, you'd love it to have been a small player that scored that winning goal. You'd take a win anyway that it comes. Like Jermaine said, they thoroughly deserved to. Apart from a couple of spells with Newcastle, when they brought the subs on and they got a bit ahead of wind, some of them soaked up the pressure, never looked in doubt, never looked in trouble, then gained control again and saw the game out like they've done many times this season. Defensively as a whole team, a whole unit, solid.
When we talked about Xhaka before the game, and you talked about what a signing he'd be, we just heard from him, and again, he ran the show in there today.
He just, you know, he never shies away from getting on the ball, no matter where on the pitch. He's always looking for that football. He's always looking to play football, forwards. His energy as well, getting around the pitch, his last touch tackles, and it rolls into the box. Here, you know, he's been doing this all season, creating opportunities, creating goals, and he's a leader. He's a born leader, and yeah, he's been absolutely magnificent from the get-go. You know, look at him here, doesn't stop. And when he wins it back, you know, it's like it's not just a hoof, he's just trying to clear it and get the game on. So unreal.
You know, he doesn't mark himself, he comes out of the pressure. When the fullbacks go wrong, he goes into a fullback position, he gets on it, and he plays forward, he plays short, he plays long. Amazing performance. Big players, big games.
Huge day for Sunderland, and all celebration from the red and white. The other side of the story is the black and white. Back to Tyneside, just outside St James's Park, and Ian.
question, not the day that anyone inside this building expected today. How much of a disappointment is that performance and the result?
Yeah, poor performance, really poor result. Newcastle offered very little. I sometimes wonder if they knew it was a derby game they were playing today and what to expect, how to play the game. I thought they were far too respectful to Sunderland in the first half. When we did come into it a little bit in the second half. So I think we could have been there another 3 hours and we were going to score goals. Sunderland defended very well. We were very little, if anything.
All frustrating. I thought I showed too much respect. Actually, the more the team, it's a local derby. You said keep calm heads before the game, but that was nearly too calm. There's no balance on the place. Just very frustrating. Especially if it happened in a big derby like this.
Yeah, but I couldn't disagree with that. I was very disappointed in the effort, in the intensity, in the energy, and their overall play. I mean, Gord, Elanga, Baltimore, nothing enough when they were on the pitch. They didn't ask any serious questions of that Sunderland back four, and Sunderland back four were deserved to keep their clean sheet. Didn't trouble them at all. Offered, as I said, nothing.
But it was a day to make heroes. That wasn't the day that Nick Baltimore would want. I mean, he's going to be really suffering tonight.
Yeah, I think Charles, the Vikings, got really had a clear communication problem at the back. He was stretching, there was a decent ball in, but he was stretching, but he probably better off leaving it if he wasn't going to get a proper connection and to get it up in the bar. So it was not the day he dreamt of making this one. He dreamt of scoring a goal, I'm sure it looked happy, but not in all net. So a disappointing day for him as well.
Question to answer, Freddie, how in terms of the approach, like you said in the first half, a little bit too passive, really?
Yeah, I mean, I know Sunderland have done really well at home, but they're not going to Man City or they're not going to Arsenal to really good Sunderland. They've just been promoted, and I thought we showed far too much respect from the way we set up with a 4-5-1. We just couldn't get any balls into the centre forwards, and when we did, they gave it away. I thought we sat and invited pressure on us rather than taking the game to them.
Okay, Alan Shea, it's been great to do with you despite the result. It ends in derby disappointment for Newcastle. Not the day you thought we'd have here, not the day that Newcastle wanted either, I'm sure.
4 defeats in 5 games now for Newcastle. Strong words there from Alan Shearer and shaking them. The worst performance of the season. Let's get the thoughts now of the Newcastle manager. Here he is, Eddie.
How was your assessment on that day today? Yeah, I don't think it was our finest game. I think the endeavour and the effort was there. The quality was missing today. There were really few chances for both teams. It was decided on a bit of a free goal from our perspective. We just we didn't defend well enough and we chased the game gallantly but couldn't create the openings. Frustrating, is that? Yeah, I mean the goals were a really bad time and also bad in its structure really. Nick's not meant to obviously do it, but it's ended up in the net. It's decided the game and I thought we defended set plays well today. I thought we were okay in that respect and genuinely we defended pretty well.
In terms of going forward, first half in particular, were you in back a bit too much or you got forward a bit more?
Yeah, I think the quality was missing today and performance of both halves. I don't think it was just restricted to the first half. We were disappointed we're not creative so many chances we had.
Especially this fixture, you know, I think from the beginning they looked quite negative. They didn't look like they wanted to press. And if you are going to do that, if you're going to play in a medium block away from it, you're going to press, you have to gain some sort of control. You know, you have to sprint from that and try and create chances. They didn't do that. That's why I thought Sunderland throughout the game with a better team. And they didn't really even look like scoring, to be honest. The subs come on made a difference a little bit. By then the game, it was too late. The game was done last time.
Did Sunderland just want that more? Is it as simple to say that?
Yes, yeah, and that shouldn't happen in a local monthly stadium. You saw Alan Shea say that. They realised that playing in a monthly stadium. So there was also a lead into the game. I mean, they were around Newcastle the time. They were feeling the fans. And it kind of like rubbed off on the players, if you know what I mean. So it was, you know, let's give credit to them. You know, they've done done that to Newcastle. You know, with their performance, you knew that in the first half, Gordon wasn't getting past Chiellini, you know, that Langer wasn't getting past Ronaldo because they had him in their pocket and just couldn't do them. So huge respect to what Sunderland did, but yeah, from Newcastle's point of view, anything.
And we talked about their confidence before the game, but I mean, this again, Derby winning that round, what does that do to this growing belief and confidence in the Sunderland dressing room?
I don't think it's just today. I think you look at the game here against Arsenal, you know, the Chelsea game, Liverpool. You saw these teams that what it does, it breeds confidence, and what happens is, you know, I mean, some of these players, even before the game, you see the players that they're like, where they walk into the stadium, they believe that they're going to win. You know, the crowd, they play their part. You know, it's a difficult place to come. I know, Al said about, you know, you're not going to Sunderland, you know, promote a team and stop Man City. But at the same time, this has always been a difficult place to come because of the fans. But their performance like today was fantastic.
So let's put it into perspective then in terms of newly promoted teams, because of course Burnley and Leeds currently in the drop zone, but not Sunderland. And the amount of points they have, 26 on the board now. That's the 8th best in Premier League history at this stage of the season after 16 points. And we have to tip off to the Sunderland team at 19 men and 2,031 points. Top scorer who scored in both derbies, as we told you before the game, was Kevin Phillips.
It seems like he's looking at me. I mean, they're not far off the heights of your team, though. No, because everywhere I go, people make saying compare your side that season to this side, and I see a lot of similarities, you know, within the dressing room, the management, maybe not the manager, there's a lot of similarities. So, you know, we got off to an incredible start, and that momentum kept us going all season, and people at that time, maybe now it's not. I'm telling you now, they're in a good place. Of course, the 6 players going away now, but I believe they're going to go out in the transfer market and add to the squad with a window open, which I think is the right thing to do. But yeah, there's a lot of similarities. They're doing fantastic.
Well, let's hear from the man who's got them in this situation. And somebody else, Richard.
Just how good does that feel? Yeah, proud and happy because it was a derby. Expected by our fans, and I think this win is going to be slow. They are mature, composed, and this pressure. And the lads are yeah, I think the first half, tactically it was very good. But just some details about the concession, the try instead of half structure, and maybe the ball. Now it was more clinical in the final third. And I think we scored early during the beginning of the second half, and the momentum changed.
A case of making sure that the delivery as well.
We had good control, and now well composed and probably sometimes a bit more too patient, which is the opposite of what we can expect. But yeah, with good level of maturity, we're happy for that.
What a day for everyone connected with Sunderland. Jermaine and Kevin certainly enjoyed it. Thanks very much indeed for being with us on the road here at the Stadium of Light. This is a day in the memory for all.
Sunday moves from West Side to West London, then it's dark behind us because there's a white shirt.